You think diet pills and Ozempic are wild. Wait until you see what people did in the 1800s to lose weight. From tapeworms to corsets, today's trends are tame compared to history's strangest slimming secrets. Get ready to have your mind blown as we dig up the shocking, hilarious, and sometimes downright dangerous things people have done in the pursuit of thinness. Trust me, you won't look at your celery sticks the same way again. Let's time travel all the way back to an era when being chubby wasn't a curse. It was a status symbol. Picture ancient Egypt and Greece thousands of years ago. In these sun-soaked lands, a little extra weight meant you were rich, powerful, and living the good life. Pharaohs and noblewomen were actually painted with soft, rounded bellies in tomb art, signs of wealth and fertility. But even then, the seeds of dieting were being planted. The Egyptians were obsessed with health and cleanliness. They believed that purging the body of evil spirits could keep you in balance. So herbal remedies, fasting, and even vomiting were used to reset the body. Honey, coriander, and juniper berries were all the rage for flushing toxins and keeping bellies flat, at least by ancient standards. Meanwhile, in Greece, Hippocrates, the father of medicine, was already giving diet advice. But forget kale smoothies. He recommended eating light meals, walking a lot, and using herbs like fennel to melt away flesh. But here's the twist. Greek athletes bulked up, not slimmed down. They chowed down on bread, figs, and cheese to build muscle and win at the Olympics, while philosophers like Plato encouraged moderation and self-control at the dinner table. Back then, the only miracle cure was discipline and a walk around the Acropolis. Fast forward to the Victorian era, and the body ideal makes a dramatic U-turn. Picture London in the 1800s. Foggy streets, fancy carriages, and ladies in enormous dresses. Suddenly, being thin, painfully thin, was the new beauty standard for women. Curves were out, waists the size of your wrist were in, and the corset ruled supreme. Imagine squeezing your organs into a steel-boned garment so tight you could barely breathe. Women wore corsets for up to 18 hours a day, some even sleeping in them. Victorian fashion magazines bragged about waists measuring just 16 inches. For reference, that's the size of a salad plate. But corsets weren't the only shocking method. Enter the era of dangerous potions and quack remedies. Victorian pharmacies sold slimming tonics loaded with ingredients like arsenic, strychnine, and even cocaine. Yep, you heard that right. Corsets and cocaine. These so-called health elixirs promised to melt away fat, boost energy, and give you porcelain skin. But the side effects were horrifying. Heart palpitations, hallucinations, and sometimes death. Beauty is pain was more than a phrase. It was a warning. Now, hold on to your hats. Things are about to get even wilder. Welcome to the roaring 1920s through the glitzy '50s, better known as the Hollywood Slim era. This is where the weight loss world went absolutely bonkers, all in the name of movie star glamour. In the age of silver screens and pinup girls, the pressure to be thin was relentless. Studios put actresses on crash diets, measured their waistlines daily, and handed out cigarettes to curb their appetite. That's right. Cigarette diets were marketed as a way to stay slim and elegant. Imagine a billboard screaming, "Reach for a Lucky instead of a Sweet." And millions did. But wait, it gets even more jaw-dropping. Enter the tapeworm diet. Yes, you heard that right. Tapeworm pills? People actually swallowed pills containing tapeworm eggs, hoping the worms would grow in their intestines and eat their food for them. It sounds like a horror movie, but it was marketed as a miracle weight loss solution. Magazine ads promised, "Eat all you want and still lose weight." The reality? Disastrous health effects, severe malnutrition, and sometimes death. Doctors scrambled to save patients from the very cure they'd bought in desperation. As science advanced, a new miracle hit the market: amphetamines. In the 1940s and 1950s, doctors prescribed these powerful stimulants, think early versions of speed, to help people lose weight. The pills were handed out like candy, sometimes even included in chocolate bars. Weight loss was rapid, but at a dangerous cost. Addiction, insomnia, paranoia, and heart problems. But the demand only grew. Hollywood stars, socialites, and everyday folks were hooked on the promise of dropping pounds overnight. The message was clear: thin at any cost, no matter the risk. As we slide into the 1970s through the 1990s, the world of weight loss gets even more colorful, and sometimes downright absurd. The rise of fad diets takes center stage. Suddenly, everyone is chasing the next big thing, desperate for a shortcut to the perfect body. Enter the Atkins diet, preaching all protein, no carbs. People tossed out bread, pasta, and fruit in favor of steak and eggs. Next up, the low-fat craze. Supermarkets exploded with fat-free everything: cookies, chips, salad dressings. But the result? More sugar, more chemicals, and ironically more weight gain for many. But wait, there's more. The cabbage soup diet, where people ate nothing but watery soup for a week. The grapefruit diet, promising to burn fat with every bite. The infamous baby food diet, where grown adults swapped meals for jars of pureed peas and carrots. Headlines screamed, "Lose 10 pounds in 7 days," but rarely mentioned the misery that followed. And then, the fitness revolution. Jazzercise swept the nation with leotards, leg warmers, and dance workouts that looked more like a disco party than exercise. Weight Watchers took calorie counting mainstream, launching weekly meetings where members shared their weight loss wins and struggles. Infomercials promised miracle machines: the Thigh Master, the Ab Roller, the Shake Weight. Before-after photos flashed across screens, each one promising that you could be the next success story. Now, let's talk about the era we all know, the 2000s to now. If you think things would get less wild, think again. The diet industry exploded with new trends, from the Atkins comeback to the rise of keto, where bacon and butter are suddenly healthy again. Intermittent fasting took over, with millions skipping breakfast and counting down the minutes until their next meal. Detox teas, juice cleanses, and miracle supplements flooded social media feeds, endorsed by influencers with impossibly perfect abs. But what about weight loss science? Enter the era of GLP-1 drugs, like Ozempic and Wegovy. Originally developed to treat diabetes, these medications exploded in popularity when people discovered they could melt away pounds fast. Suddenly, the headlines shouted, "Ozempic who?" Celebrities and TikTokers flaunted their weight loss, and a new pharmaceutical gold rush began. But as always, there's a catch: nausea, side effects, and a hefty price tag. Meanwhile, body positivity emerged as a powerful countermovement. People pushed back against toxic diet culture, celebrating diverse bodies and demanding acceptance at every size. Hashtags like#HadBodyPositivity and #HealthAtEverySize trended worldwide. For the first time, people started asking, what if loving yourself is the key to real health? Magazines featured plus-size models, fitness brands expanded their size ranges, and the dialogue around weight shifted from shame to self-care. So, what does it all mean? Let's step back and look at the big picture. For thousands of years, humans have chased the perfect body, bending to whatever standard was in style. We've swallowed dangerous potions, squeezed ourselves into tiny corsets, danced, dieted, and even tried to outsmart biology with tapeworms and drugs. We've seen the pendulum swing from one extreme to the next. Fat, thin, curvy, stick straight, and every shape in between. But here's the truth. No matter what the trend, real health has never come from a sunla potion or a quick fix. It comes from understanding your body, respecting its needs, and loving yourself enough to take action, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it means eating more veggies, moving your body in ways you enjoy, or simply being kinder to yourself in the mirror. Maybe it means rejecting fad diets and embracing food freedom. Or maybe it means getting help from a doctor, a therapist, or a supportive community. The only miracle cure that's ever worked is self-love, patience, and persistence. Let's take a moment to appreciate how far we've come. Today, we have more science, more choices, and more knowledge than ever before. We know that diets aren't one size fits all. We know that mental health and physical health go hand in hand. And we know that being healthy doesn't mean looking like a celebrity or fitting into skinny jeans from high school. It means feeling strong, capable, and confident in your own skin. So, the next time you see a wild headline about the next big diet, remember, people once swallowed tapeworms, wore corsets until they fainted, and smoked cigarettes for breakfast. Compared to that, choosing a balanced meal or going for a walk sounds pretty sane, right? Here's the big takeaway. Weight loss trends come and go. What's in today will be old news tomorrow. But your health, that's forever. Invest in it wisely. Listen to your body, trust your instincts, and don't fall for the hype. If you found this shocking, hit like and subscribe for more wild health truths. And remember, you are more than a number on the scale. You deserve to feel amazing inside and out. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride through the shocking history of weight loss. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and stay healthy.